Yo, what's going on, guys? Today we'll be doing the Golden State Warriors versus the Phoenix Suns playoffs or play-in matchup. Before the playoffs, it is the 10th seed versus the 8th seed. Before we continue today's video, I want to hear your guys' thoughts down below in the comment section. What do you guys think and why? Who's going to win and everything in between? If you guys want to just hear the prediction, just skip to like the last 2 minutes of the video, and that's where we'll get into it. We'll just talk about each team, how they could win and why. But yeah, let's get right into it and discuss it. We're on the way to 20,000 subscribers, and I can't get there without your guys' help. So Phoenix gets one more shot at the number 8 seed after losing to Portland, while Golden State kept its season alive with a 126-121 win over the Los Angeles Clippers. The Suns finished with a better record at 45-37, but the Warriors won 3 of the 4 regular season meetings by a combined 7 points. So this looks like it's going to be a tight one. Let's discuss Golden State. Golden State enters with momentum and obviously Chef Curry in a game where they put up 126 points against the Clippers. Steph Curry dropped 35 points on 12 for 23 shooting and hit 7 threes, while Santos and Kristaps Porziņģis added 20 points each. Draymond Green controlled the game with 9 assists and played great defense, while the Warriors shot 57% from the field and 46% from 3. Even with a 37-45 record, Golden State still has shot creation and spacing. The Warriors ranked first in three-point attempts per game at 44.1 and made 15.7 threes per night as a team. Curry is the engine, averaging almost 27 points per game on 63.7 true shooting, 39% from 3 on his humongous volume. B-Pod has given them steady secondary scoring option as a 15 to 20 point per game score, mainly 15 on the season, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. And the other thing, with Jimmy Butler being out for the season and Moses Moody also being out, Quinn Post seemingly being out, that's going to put more pressure on Curry, Porziņģis, and B-Pod, as they're going to need that depth, in my opinion, to really round out the edges. And I think one of the things this team will need to do is not let it turn into a shootout. And what I mean by not letting it turn into a shootout is that Phoenix is going to want to make them play their offensive style. And if Phoenix gets hot, which Phoenix isn't a great three-point shooting team, I think that means the Warriors defense is bleeding. As we continue just to talk about their path of winning, I think Curry, if they can play competent defense and then have this offense keep humming, where the offensive ceiling is, I think, what gives the Warriors the real upset potential, even over the full season. Golden State making 16 threes a night, almost 30 assists a game, which is second in the league. When they're moving the ball, spacing the floor, they can create scoring opportunities that Phoenix may struggle to match if the game turns into, I think, a game where you're relying on offensive creation and both defenses are pulling up. And as we mentioned, B-Pod's huge here, as he'll have to be not just a secondary scoring option, but be the guy who can pick up the pieces whenever Curry needs help. Behind those guys, Al Horford averaged 8 points, 5 rebounds, 2.5 assists, shot 36% from 3. Gary Payton II gives them a good rim finisher, great defensive activity at the point of attack, a rebounder, a guard-to-guard screening action. They also have DeAnthony Milton. He's averaged 12 points, almost 2 steals a night. They also have Pat Spencer, who can shoot threes and organize possessions off the bench. Seth Curry gives them another floor spacer if Steve Kerr needs more shooting. This team's offensive rating is 18th. Their defense is 17th. They have a turnover problem. They've averaged 16 turnovers per game, 27th in turnover percentage offensively. That's the flaw they have against a Phoenix team that ranks 3rd defensively in forcing turnovers. Golden State also allowed opponents to shoot 48% from the field. They are not a perimeter lockdown team. If they do not outscore Phoenix from the perimeter, they can lose control of the game quickly. That's why they don't want this to be a shooting match, because if it's a shootout, that means they're bleeding on the defensive side. Phoenix has the strong overall foundation, and the Phoenix Suns went 45-37. They went better than what I think a lot of people thought, and they've been far more consistent than Golden State over the season. Their offense was only middle of the pack at 115.4, but their defense ranked 10th in defensive rating, 6th in points allowed. I think they have a sturdier floor and a win or go home game. Devin Booker, of course, remains the centerpiece. In 64 games, he averaged 26 points, 6 rebounds, shot 87% from the line. This year, he did not shoot threes as well as in some past seasons, 33%, but he still carried a massive offensive load with a 32.2% usage rate. And on a per 36 basis, he did average 28 points, 6.5 assists. He's still the cleanest half-court creator Phoenix has, and in a slow game that matters, he's going to be able to show that ISO scoring, how important it is. Having Jalen Green is great because even though Dillon Brooks has been fantastic, Jalen Green's another high usage shot creator. Due to injuries, only played 32 games, averaged 18 points on nearly 18 shots per 36 minutes. In the loss to Portland, he was electric offensively with 35 points on 14 of 29 shooting. And in that game, it was a good reminder of how much scoring pressure he can create when he gets downhill and finds his rhythm early. Dillon Brooks gives Phoenix a physical edge on the wing. He averaged 20 points per game in 56 appearances, a number that stands out given his defensive reputation. Mark Williams gives them a real interior presence. He shot 64.4% from the field, averaged 12 points and 8 rebounds, and is one of the better rim protectors in the league. They also have an interesting piece in Oso Ighodaro, 65% from the field over 82 games, good passer, good defender. Another good defender in Jordan Goodwin, who's also active as a rebounder, point of attack defender from the guard spot, and floor spacers in Grayson Allen, Royce O'Neal, Colin Gillespie. And I think this just gives them a lot of spacing and connective play. So for Phoenix, the biggest strength in their matchup may be balance. The Suns are not overtly dependent on one style. They can play through Booker. They can let Jalen Green attack. They can use Brooks' physicality on the wing. They can lean into their bigs around the rim. They rebound better offensively than Golden State with a 28.9 offensive rebounding rate. Golden State 25.8. In a single elimination environment, being able to physically impose your will, demoralize your opponent, and create second chance points can swing the game. Now, I think their weakness is health and uncertainty. Their injury report before the last couple games, I think we've seen it flux, and in the Portland loss, Brooks, Booker, Goodwin, Jalen Green, and Mark Williams all played, and that makes it look like if the team has enough depth and everyone's healthy, they have guys. Now, Ryan Dunn's useful defensively and on the glass, but he's an inconsistent scorer. Also, Ighodaro is a connector and a finisher, but he's not going to be creating and can't hit shots from the free throw line. Haywood Highsmith, Rasheer Fleming, Kaman Malwatch, Amir Coffey, and Jamari Abuye all have their roles, but Phoenix is best when its top 7 or 8 players are intact. And if the Suns are missing too much perimeter shooting or too much creation, the offense can stall. And that happened in stretches during the Phoenix loss, especially when they went 9 of 25 from 3 and only had 20 total assists. So I think it's going to be Phoenix's perimeter defense versus Steph Curry. Then also Kristaps Porziņģis and Al Horford versus Mark Williams, Oso Ighodaro. B-Pod versus Phoenix's secondary guards and Goodwin and Gillespie. To me, I think Kristaps Porziņģis and Guy Santos and Gary Payton II could be X factors for Golden State, while Jalen Green, Jordan Goodwin, or Oso Ighodaro, Ryan Dunn could be the X factors for Phoenix. So I think Phoenix deserves respect here. The Suns had a better season, defend at a higher level, should feel confident playing at home in a win-or-go-home setting. Booker's still one of the best closers in this matchup, and Phoenix has the balance on paper. But the Warriors have 2 things working in their favor. First, they've already beat Phoenix 3 times in 4 tries this season. Second, they come into the game off an incredible performance, while Phoenix is coming off a deflating home loss. And I think that matters. And so does Curry being one of the most insane guys. I think it'll be a close game, but I believe Curry and the Warriors will pull ahead. Let me hear your thoughts down below. What did you guys think? And if you guys agree or not, I definitely think it's going to be a very interesting game to watch, as the Warriors, even if like they're not a championship team, I think Curry just wants to be competitive, and you got to give him credit.